So, ladies, how we celebrate the holidays?
Sakafet, you're listening to Unfiltered Limin with BLT. Every week, we will reflect on our journeys on trying to navigate between our parents' traditional culture versus American culture. We are your hosts,
Bertide,
Lisa,
and Terry.
No one's talking, so let's get unfiltered.
Yes, we in that season.
Yeah, that season's crazy. It came up so fast. Well,
I know.
I mean, I thought it was going to come a little bit slower since we home with COVID and the pandemic and quarantine life, but it seems like it's still in a.
I know this
Fast
year,
and Furious.
Yeah, I agree. This year went by, and November is like my, birthday month. So I'm like, wow, it's already another year. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. I can't believe it, but yeah. Once November come around, it's downhill from now.
That's how I feel like October. I feel like, okay, let me brace myself. Halloween, it's over.
Yeah, it is. Pretty much so.
That is very, very true. The holiday season is going to play out because, like you said, ladies, with the COVID, everybody's contained and you can't even have the big sprangalang like, you usually want to because it has to be 10 people or under. And then when people are coming together, you hoping nobody don't get sick. And, or they coming in, 2 people come for an hour, they leave, and next 2 come, it's kind of like that type of situation. So this is really, really different. And you have to be creative because you want to spend time with your family because we've been disconnected, so you really want to take that time to spend with them. And how do we do that?
That's a great question.
It's really going to be difficult because all my family's out of town. So ever since I've moved down to the DC area, I've never spent a Thanksgiving or Christmas here. Never.
Wow. That's true. That is true.
So
that is true.
I don't even know what that's going to look like.
So are you planning on doing it? Or is that like your decision? You planning on staying in DC, or are you going to I'm
gonna have to. I mean, because my brother in New York and his wife, they fly to Florida. Then my sister, she's coming out of Georgia, Atlanta. She flies to Florida. So yeah, I was just kind of like just hoping that it would just go away before November 20th. What's the Thanksgiving day? 26th this year, whatever. Yeah, that's not happening.
Right.
That's not happening.
No.
But yeah,
that's pretty scary.
Yeah,
I normally work the holidays. I don't mind working on the holidays.
Yeah, that's always been a non-negotiable for me.
Yeah, normally I'll work in the morning because I figure by the time I get home, everything is done. I just eat and enjoy.
Oh, so you just walk in to the food. You don't even contribute or anything.
I'll clean up.
Like, I'm here.
I contribute by cleaning up because, if you don't cook, you cleaning up. So normally I would clean up. But,
the cleanup's a beast.
Yes, it is. So I feel like I do my due diligence.
Yeah. All right. So, Terry, you said your questions for us was...
Well, my question is basically, so what are your holiday traditions? Oh, the big truck. You know how long the big truck ain't come? Hold on to the big truck. What up on the big truck? What?
The big truck trying to find out how we celebrate.
Honey, let me tell you something. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you know how long the big truck ain't passed? Long time. So yes, when I hear it, I'm like, oh God, yes, I wave him a flag.
I love it.
That's funny.
As far as how I celebrate, pretty much we all fly to Florida. I have my parents down there and my aunt and uncle are down there. My aunt and uncle are in Tampa. My parents are in Vieira. So what they do is they alternate. So one has Thanksgiving, one has Christmas. And then every year they switch it up. So we all fly to whoever's house and, go shopping, get the food ready and everything. And then, got the music playing all day and pretty much we eating until our belly busts. Everybody's
for days. Yeah, so So Lisa, wait a minute. So now how many people does that include in that little
Oh,
get together? Yes. How many people is that usually?
oh, because that might make the guideline. Is that what you're saying? Right.
Basically. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's between 8 and 10 people.
That's not bad.
So, well, then y'all gonna make it happen this year?
Probably not, because my brother and his wife are having their first kid, and the baby is actually due January 6th.
Oh, so she can't fly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
But if it wasn't COVID, yeah, we'd probably all be down there anyway.
Gotcha.
She wouldn't be able to fly, but we would be there.
Gotcha.
Well, congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lisa is going to be an auntie. Woo! Big up.
Yep.
Auntie. I normally work for the holidays, but the Haitian culture, Thanksgiving, I don't know. Maybe you guys could tell me. I don't think we had Thanksgiving in the Caribbean, or but as far as like Christmas, those are kind of like the important holidays, and that one, like in any other holidays that we celebrate, there would be food. I think, like Lisa said, get a lot of food, and people just dropping by all day, every day. Like, it doesn't last one day. It lasts like, from like, if the holidays, like, let's say on a Friday, people are coming the whole week, their house is full of people, like, you just trying to figure out where you gonna sleep because they're taking over. The other thing that's a big thing is church. Like, church is religious with the holidays. I don't know about you guys, but it was like religiously, you got to go to church for some damn holiday. And I'm just like, wow, we got to do this. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're going before or after. So you could be, like you said, bacchanaliing all day long with the fetes and dancing and whining. But then we got to praise Jesus at the end of the day to thank him.
Yep. We up all night drinking and everything, and then here comes my mom knocking on the door early in the morning, like, I'm leaving in an hour. Like, oh shit.
And you have to go. So if you don't drive with them, they better see you, 10 minutes after them, because they live in the house. Be like, you better be there, because you can't, as a family, we got to show out and stuff like that. So church was a big thing, but it was always fun, to get together with family. And we just basically food was the big thing. Like, it was not a holiday where you don't have food. So if you think that you're going to be in a diet during the holidays, you got another thing coming. You better get your diet on early throughout the year, because when the holidays roll up, you're about to gain 10 pounds. Yes. Get all your workout done beginning of the year, because you cannot not eat. You will offend some people. Let you not eat. You will offend, and you need to eat, taste everything on the table. Because if you don't, you're going to offend somebody. Yeah.
That is very, very true. And then, not only that, but past the offend, though, I don't know how you could see all that good stuff in you. You don't want to be tasting it, because I know me, every 5 minutes I have to be dipping in something. So,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's because we're from that culture. But when you bring in, you bring in American, your family, but sometimes they don't understand, like, what is happening, what is going on. It's like, don't ask no questions.
And then you up all night, you drinking, and they like fading in the corner, and you like, what's wrong with you? I can't take you nowhere. I ain't never bringing you back around here again, because you don't know how to act.
Yeah, don't ask no question, like, what is this, what is that? It's not gonna kill you. It's not poison, it's food. Just eat it, put it on your plate. And but I think it's funny, because even though, sometimes I remember stories, like, even though you bring American friends to your table, and my mom, or even like older people, they try to be very sensitive to, like, oh, what do they eat? Maybe I can make them something that they don't eat, that they don't like. And I'll be like, no, they can eat this food. That's fine. But they were very accommodating. So that's one thing. That's one thing I would say. If you're going to bring people over, tell whoever's cooking, hey, I'm bringing this person over, because they will ask you like, well, what do they eat? So I can make sure that I have what they eat. That's one thing too I do remember.
Very true. I know by us, it is just like you said, it's a lot of food and baked goods and, talking on the phone and people coming through, especially by my mother. Everybody always comes over by my mother. When we were younger, it was a big thing. That was like the base. How my mother would have everything, everybody there, they passing through, friends, family, everybody coming, even if it's to eat a plate and to leave, but they coming, they hanging out, there's music playing, we there talking and laughing and all that good stuff. So
I remember like the kids when I was younger. I remember in Guadalupe, and it's funny because I was talking to a cousin of mine about that. Like the adults will be like, in their corner with their drinks, their special drinks and stuff, and us would be like and I was way younger, I was younger, so they had like high school kids, and they'd be like, we're just sitting there cracking jokes. Like you'd be like in the morning, and they'd be making fun of everybody, and the adults would be, and they don't like it's so fun. Like you don't worry about nothing. You just laughing, running around. They're not yelling at you to go sit down somewhere. Like most of the time, it's like the holidays when you could get away with stuff.
Yes, definitely.
You just get away with stuff. But yeah,
I remember the house being full with all my cousins, and it was like all the uncles and downstairs at the bar drinking, playing the music. All the women are in the kitchen, and then us kids are either running around or we're all stuck upstairs and stuff like that.
The only thing I didn't like was when you got older. So as a teenage girl, when you get older, they be trying to teach you, and you be trying to have fun, and they be trying to teach you recipes. Like, oh, come and help out, like because you get a certain age and you gotta learn, and it's just be like, I mean, now I enjoy it because it was nice, because the fun thing that I remember being around those ladies, the stories. Have you ever sat there and listened to their story? Like it's like you be thinking like, oh my God, this is the same people. The stuff they be telling about each other, the stuff they be talking about. Like the holidays, just a good. Oh, and they always like you to bring friends over.
Oh, I don't know
like
about
they
that.
always like they always
I don't know about that.
Oh, at least my family, like it was just like because of the food and because they're so proud of the food they're cooking, and they know they're gonna have, they're like, oh, you don't have just, you're like, oh, this person doesn't, they're like, oh, bring them over, it's okay, like they don't need no invitation. That's one thing, I don't know about you guys, but our culture, you don't need no invitation. You just like, you just knock on the door, drive by, just like, hey, I'm here. You don't need to be like, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I know in the American culture they want to know how many people, what time they're coming. You're not going to do well with the Caribbean culture because what time are they coming? I don't know. They get here when they get here. There's not a time set. There's not a schedule. There's not how many people come. It could be like, oh, I went to so-and-so house and they had 2 people, so I picked them up, and these 2 people said they weren't doing nothing. So there's 10 people coming up to your house. Don't get offended. That's just the way that it is.
I don't think we probably didn't have that so much because our family was so large. So it was kind of like, all right, who's coming? Because we don't have any more seats at the table. The table's already set for 32 people. We can't fit anyone else.
You ain't got no extra chairs you can put around the perimeter?
That was the part of the perimeter.
Listen, for us, it wasn't that. The table was it just had the food on it. You get your plate, you fix up, and you sit down wherever you can find space.
Yeah.
I think it was more like that when we were in the Bronx. But when we got to Long Island, it was like the table was set, and that was a long ass table. I think it hooked the left too, to be quite honest.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I remember one year we got up to a table set for 32.
Wow!
One table?
Yep, one table.
Did you help with that, Nisa?
Yeah. It went through the dining room, through the living room, and I think it went down the hallway or something too.
Wow!
From the person down there, you just.
You can't. Hey, pass that turkey. Where's the turkey? That's when you know at the end of the night the turkey, there's bones.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
By the time it gets to the 30th, person gets the turkey, oh my bad, you set too far.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. So, Lisa, with all this, okay, so when you had that, who did all the cooking? Did everybody participate, or was it one person who cooked everything?
My mom did a lot, but it was also my aunts too. They brought plates.
Okay.
Yeah, they brought plates and stuff like that. So once they were in Florida, though, however, whoever's house that it was out did the bulk of the cooking, and then the other person would bring the desserts or, the side dishes or whatever.
Wow.
But yeah.
I know they must have been tired after that.
Oh, yeah. So let me tell you, this is funny. The irony in all of this. So last Thanksgiving, we're all at my parents' house. I don't know. They're getting older now. So I don't know if it was my aunt or my mom was like, yo, we're getting tired or whatever. And I was like, well, you guys don't let us cook. You guys want to do all the cooking. We'll be happy to do the cooking. But you guys always, they always take over in the kitchen and tell you, you're not buttering the bread the right way. You know how it is. Anyway, so it got so far to the point we actually wrote up a contract that they would agree to let us cook Thanksgiving this year.
Just for the year as a trial test?
No, as this Thanksgiving coming. So this Thanksgiving, they agreed on it. So we were like, we don't believe you. So we need it in writing. So we actually came with a contract. And we all signed it. My cousin was there from Texas. She was a witness. And I think my brother recorded it because he didn't believe. He was like, nah, I don't trust y'all. I'm going to record the signing of the contract.
Oh, my God. And
look at that. They got out of COVID. Son of a gun.
Look at that.
And we tried to make it full proof. Like, you guys come hella high water and not getting out of this. We got a contract. Everyone signed it. We got 2 witnesses. Our brother video recorded it. Nah, y'all not getting out of this. And son of a bitch, if COVID ain't come.
Look at that.
That's too funny.
Yeah,
but I would agree with you though. It's the same in our culture. Like the older women, it's very hard for them to let go of the reins. Because I have an aunt of mine, like she loves to do that kind of thing, like cook, like if she could be a caterer, she would be. She loves doing those kind of things. And there be time like she has one of our aunts who's older. She could cook, but she's not like, that's not her big thing, right? And when them two in the kitchen together, like I'm just dying laughing. My aunt doesn't like it, but I die laughing because the one that she's younger, right? The one that loves to cook is younger, and she makes fun of the older one. She's like, you're not doing this right. This is not going to taste right. And I'm like, oh my God. She goes at it to the point where she's like, pestering her to the point where she gets her mad. She's like, fine. She's like, and then she be acting like, I didn't say nothing. I didn't do nothing.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Yes, I'm for real serious. But it's just like, it's just so funny. But you're right. Like they don't let us, I feel like because they're so prideful of, hey, this is what I'm good at and stuff like that. And me, I'm okay with it. I'm like, hey, if you love it, if you like it, I love it. I could sit around and listen to I'm one of those, I love listening to the stories anyways. So I'll sit there and just listen to them. And the funny thing, I'm an observer, so I watch everything they do too. But you're right. They don't let go of that kitchen.
I'm so glad you said that because my mom and her sister, my aunt is younger. Oh my God, in the kitchen. It's like my mom is like, I need help. No one's help. And then she'll come and help. Like, all right, what do you want me to do? And she'll start doing anything. They'll be quiet for the good 15, 20 minutes. And all of a sudden, no, you're not doing that right. You're not draining the noodles correctly. And you're not stirring this right, and you're not the vegetables right. They're bickering. Oh my gosh, they're bickering. That's why we sitting over here on the sideline, like, okay. Yes. That's why we have to sign the contract because we don't trust y'all.
Oh my God! Now, did the contract say they have to stay out of the kitchen though, and let you guys do it?
Yes, it did. I typed it up. I'm gonna dig that stuff up. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're not allowed to come in. They're not allowed to give opinions. They're not allowed to.
Do you think they're gonna follow through with that, Lisa?
Well, COVID, obviously,
Well, I
is
mean,
not allowing them.
Okay, hold on. You said not allowed to give their opinions. Okay, so I can maybe see
No.
them sitting on the sideline, but not allowed to give their opinions.
that means that they want them out of the kitchen, and just let us do what we need to do in the kitchen. Y'all just we want you to show up at the table. That's it. Is that correct, Lisa?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because the thing is, you're going to meddle. You're going to meddle.
Right.
You're going to be like, that's not how I stir the.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's not how I do the curry, and that's not the way I do. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness. So you gotta
turn the fire too high. The fire's too high.
So
Yep,
you have
all of that.
to, if you guys decide that, to initiate this contract, please record the whole day. I just
I'd
would
be delighted. I'd be
please.
delighted.
This will be an episode by itself because I think that
I'd
would
be
be so
delighted.
But Lisa, let me ask you this question. Do you honestly believe that they will step back and let you guys do what you need to do in the kitchen and just show up at the table?
I don't know. It'll be a hard try. So I'll give you another example, right? So since here in DC, this past Easter, no. The Easter in 19 was the first Easter that I hosted here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you what I had to do strategically. I got tickets to the African American Museum, sent all of their asses out the house. So I was here by myself, like, oh, I only got 12 tickets and there's 13 of us. So you guys go. And I got up in here, peace and quiet, and I cooked everything so that when they came back in the house, it was literally in dishes, saran wrap, just sitting on the counter, lined up, the food, ready to go. You literally had to come in, wash your hands, and grab a plate. No.
Oh my God, that was good.
Yes, Lisa, that was very good.
I busted down. I had every protein and everything. Huh?
What was the feedback?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was quiet. It was crickets. Everybody enjoyed it.
Because the belly bust.
It was a bust down, belly bust down. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing.
Wow.
I don't know how I was going to pull that off the next year, but COVID came through and that helped me out. That was great.
So is there, because I know for us, there's special, is there special food for the holidays? Like especially that you must have or must cook?
I feel like there used to be, but I feel like over the years with them being in Florida and it's not as the huge family as it used to be, I think they've kind of dwindled away from that. I don't eat red meat anymore, My aunt, she gave up chicken. She only eats fish and vegetables. And, so then therefore, then it became, there's so much food left over. So they're starting to kind of scale back a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, there's always a whole turkey. Lamb.
Is there a special, anything that, you guys say, okay, we must have this because all of us like this? There's not like that one dish.
The alcohol and the eggnog.
There you go.
That's about right. That's about right.
I know for Haitian, there's one drink that we have. My aunt knows there's a lot of people, but it's cremas. You know what cremas is?
No, I don't.
Yeah, that one you could serve it. They can make it with alcohol and without. But yes, that drink, for holidays or even fetes, we have that drink, and it's some good stuff.
Oh, we have sorrel and ginger beer.
Sorrel, ginger beer. We have puncha crema. We have that puncha crema, and I hope I am saying this correctly here. I want to say it's milky. It looked like milky. That's the best that I could describe because I don't really drink it. But I know that we have that. My mother, it would be better to break that part down. So yeah, when she eventually come on, then she'll be able to break that down. But yes, it's the puncha crema, and like Lisa said, it's the sorrel, it's the ginger beer. We also have black cake.
Okay, yes, how could I forget that?
So
Yes,
just so you know, everybody, okay, so West Indians know what black cake is. Black cake is the equivalent to same thing as rum cake. So because the Americans know it as rum cake. But here's the thing. With my mother is boss making black cake. I'm telling you, when she put that rum in there and you open up that fork, I'm telling you, it just be knocking you down. That's and it's moist and dense. What?
Same here.
My mother is boss with that.
Yeah, my mom's owned it. My mom's a beast too. Yep. Yeah. And she sends it home in a suitcase, and then I get it. They're like, "Why your luggage so heavy?" Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
It's very heavy. Yeah, and it's expensive. It's expensive to make because there's a lot of fruits in it. It's fruit cake. That's what it is. It's fruit cake. Okay. I'm sorry. So it has a lot of fruits in it, and then because of the rum and stuff like that, so that's what makes it the weight so heavy and so expensive to make also. But I'm telling you, my mother, she is BOSS with that big up a bunch. Yes.
And I like when they call it black cake, because then sometimes people say fruit cake and they're like, "Oh, you got fruit cake," and it's like, no,
it's not the same. It really is not the same.
Yeah, no. I'd be like, no, that black cake, and then it lasts too. It's like you eating that stuff all through the year. You snibble, you take a little bite all through the year. All through the year. You like.
When Nico was little, yes, I used to give her that. She would sleep very good at night.
There you go.
I don't think I've ever had black cake, but that's funny.
Oh, we got to get you some. I'll tell you what, I'll have my mother make some and I'll send it to you.
No.
Lisa, don't do me like that, Lisa. Lisa's putting her head back, folks. She's putting her head down, folks.
No.
Don't worry. We're gonna work on Bertie. We're gonna get her up to date. We're gonna get her there.
But like you said, Terry, there's no quiet time. There is no quiet. If you think like your house is gonna be quiet for the holidays, unless you really so well, I can't say that. Unless, because being in America now, depending, things like you said have changed. Just like the food has changed. Maybe you could spend time being quiet because it's just changed. But for the most part, if you have a large family and you live in proximity, or they could, it's not going to be quiet at all. What about you, Terry? In the holiday.
It's constant bacchanal. It's parang. It's and everybody with a bottle in there. Ping, 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 ping. You hear all that ping, 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 ping in? Yes. That's why when you hear me saying ping, ping, that's what I mean by the ping, ping. Yeah, so it's all of that. Like I said, it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of gathering and talking and laughing and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a really, really good time. It is.
Yeah. So make sure, ladies and gentlemen, to comment below and let us know how you spend your holidays. We would love to hear that.
Yeah.
And then to the next episode.
Yes. And we are out, people.
Thank you for joining us this week on Unfiltered Limin with BLT. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and join our Facebook page. As always, subscribe to our show to catch every new episode. Leave us a review so we can continue to bring you fresh and exciting content. See you next Thursday, same time, same station. Unfiltered Limin with BLT is edited and produced by Unfiltered Limin with BLT.